On a Sunday evening in Paris, reality TV star Kim Kardashian prepares for a quiet night in at her hotel while her sister Kourtney is out dancing. And around 3 a.m., she hears her door open. She calls out, assuming her sister has returned. Instead, she's met with gun-toting men who are holding the hotel's concierge hostage. Kim is next. After several minutes filled with language barriers and terror, the men depart, leaving Kim tied up in the bathroom. $6 million of her jewelry, including a gift from her late father, are gone.
Welcome to Heist Club, where we've got a new heist story coming at you each week. We're here to uncover the details behind some of the most audacious and ridiculous robberies of all time. How they pulled it off, how they got caught, and the mysteries that remain. Bank heists, art heists, diamond heists, and other capers you won't believe. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Todd.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the Clubhouse, Heist Clubbers. How are you?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Todd.
Hi, Jesse. So it's early November. Election day was yesterday in some parts of the country. A lot of people are talking about that. The results coming out today and last night. But also, our favorite actress, or your favorite actress, my favorite actress, the Cate Blanchett of our times.
She's an actress?
She's an actress. Superstar. Let's call her superstar. Kim Kardashian had a new show come out yesterday, and a show that she's acting in and playing another character, not just playing herself with her family. Yeah, it's called All's Fair. It came out on Hulu yesterday, and in honor of that, I think it's time. Let's do the Kim Kardashian jewel heist in Paris. More Paris heisting, if you would.
Let's get into it.
Jesse, if I know correctly, you are the world's biggest Kardashian fan. Was that correct? Do I have that right?
No. I know very little. I'm not a hermit. I know enough. I know there's a bunch of them.
Can you
bunch of Kardashians.
How many can you name?
Ooh, they all start with K, and that's where I get lost. I'll start so there's Christopherson.
Yes,
no, I don't know.
Christopherson Kardashian. Yeah, that's right. That's the older brother. That's right. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, very
there's,
handsome. Great.
Ketamine Kardashian. No, I don't know. I can name a few. Kylie, Kourtney, some other ones.
Yeah, okay. Kim.
Yeah,
Chloe.
I don't know if I can pick them out of a lineup, but there we are.
The Jenners, Kendall, and Kylie. Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking about I'm an expert.
I know about that, and then I think it's very confusing.
You know they exist, yeah. Well, we were talking with our producer just before this and being like, wait, who did they date? And who are they dating now? I think you and I both know that Kim Kardashian was with Kanye West, another K. And I think outside of that, and was it Kourtney that was with Lamar Odom? Okay, you probably don't, but that was like a thing for a long time.
Someone dated Bad Bunny. Someone dated Travis Scott.
Someone's dating Timothy
I like pop culture.
Chalamet now, but do I know them well enough to say? I don't either. My wife used to watch Keeping Up the Kardashians, I think when her mind was off or something, it was just on. I don't know if she ever turned it on. All of a sudden E would just be on TV and it'd be on, but she was never, I need to watch every episode. That was never a thing. So,
right.
Yeah, I never went down that rabbit hole completely. We've established that you are not Kardashian crazy with a K, and neither am I. But I think that even if you're not, well aware of Kim or a follower of all of her exploits, this is a crazy story. Because I don't know if everybody remembers how much robbed at gunpoint and all of this and the amount of jewelry that was stolen. It's just. I
will say I do not remember the story. So that's where I was in paying attention to pop culture at that time.
Where were you fall 2016, Jesse? What were you focused on?
I was a barista listening to folk punk and minding my own business.
Oh, that sounds like a good life. Let's go back to those days.
I know.
I know.
Oh, to be whatever age I was.
My son was a few months old. So I was in babyland and probably going back to work and being like, I should not be at work right now. I should be at home helping.
Right.
But
yeah,
such is life, such is capitalism. So I definitely remember the story. And again, I think, I'm not sure everybody immediately feels compassion for Kim, if that's the way to put it. I'm saying in life, you're like, okay, didn't you get famous for nothing? You were just famous for being rich, and then you had a sex tape, and is that what launched it? Obviously Kim has gone on to do a lot more since the show, and we'll talk about that later. But I think anyone in this situation and a parent in this situation, it's scary stuff. It's really scary stuff.
No, yeah, it's very scary. I don't wish that upon anybody.
No. While we're not huge Kardashian fans, we do start at Paris Fashion Week 2016, fall 2016. And if there's anything, Jesse and I are hugely into Paris Fashion Show. This is something that we follow. Pret-a-porter, am I right, Jesse?
Yeah, whatever you just said, definitely.
Paris Fashion Week, fall 2016. Jesse and I were not there. We were doing other things.
No, I was not in Paris in 2016.
I think you were invited, but you said you were busy.
Yeah, I was too busy. I got to make those lattes.
Yeah. Those lattes don't serve themselves.
Exactly.
So this is the center of the fashion universe. Celebrities, socialites, and moguls descend on the City of Lights for a week of obscene wealth, glamour, and of course, fashion. At the center of it all was a newcomer to the upper echelon of the fashion world. Can you guess who? Reality TV star Kim Kardashian. So, and at the time, she was married to Kanye West. I don't think we need to tell most people who Kanye West was, but at this time...
Oh, the well-respected rapper and fashion designer?
He was well-respected at the time. I don't know how... Maybe now he's still respected for what he did back then, but maybe not for the current stuff. And not just the rapping, but the words that come out of his mouth.
That's pretty accurate.
But that's right. He was a fashion designer. That's right. I forgot that. Wow. He was doing a lot of things. And Kanye opened Kim to a new stratosphere in fashion society. So he really brought her into this world. It's not like she was struggling before, of course, but now she's sitting in the front row at Paris Fashion Week and getting dressed by top designer brands, free of charge, of course. And we have a picture of Kim at Fashion Week in the front row. And I think, the front row is a big deal. She's not just a social media and reality TV star. Now she's front row in Paris, which that is a claim to fame, if you would.
Very fancy.
Fancy. And then in 2016, she was also named to Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential People. One thing that helped her put on that list was her Snapchat stories. If we go back to a time when Snapchat was doing stories, but not every other platform was. And basically, I'm a
little surprised that she was that influential such a long time ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But also, that makes sense. I could see that now, but I didn't know she was already at that status. But now I know.
Yeah. I mean, in one way, 2016 feels like a long time ago, but also, I guess it was, but it's also, she's been around for a while now, huh?
Right.
So basically, for her Snapchat, an alert from her peach emoji punctuated account usually meant viewers could get a glimpse into the life of the ultra-rich through her. Or if you were like many others in the summer of 2016, tuned in for some scalding hot tea on Taylor Swift, which I had no memory of. I remember the Taylor-Kanye kind of feud, but I did not remember that Kim K was dishing it too.
No.
It was really a different era of celebrity life. And as I said, for those not in the know, Snapchat stories really were the origin of the stories you see on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere. A user posts a picture or 10-second video clip to their story and stays up for 24 hours. And they're not restricted to one at a time. You can post as many stories as you like. So Kim was crafting her brand into something more, through her social media. She was really transforming herself into a timeless pillar of wealth, elegance, and high class,
Whoa. Well put.
Yeah, thank you. So for Paris Fashion Week, this is where she can cement that status. She's going to bring her followers along for the ride in 10-second vertical videos and many, many Instagram posts. So,
yep.
And then her momager, Chris, which is one of the Ks I don't think we named earlier. And then sisters Kourtney and Kendall, we did name them.
Kendall.
It's
too many, man.
Kendall's the one who solved world peace with a can of Pepsi, if you remember.
There's Kendall and a Kylie and a Kourtney and a Chloe.
You said there were a lot of Ks. Why are you surprised that there are still more Ks?
I just thought, they keep popping up.
Yeah. And wait, what was Superman's dad's name? Kal-El? There's Kal-El.
Oh,
Kardashian.
We just keep unlocking new characters. And I'm somehow surprised, even though I know about
Kal-El. Yes. And then on September 2016, she Snapchats a POV video boarding her private jet. Paris Fashion Week, here we come.
Woo! She let her fans in on her glamorous week through her Snapchat stories, including filming behind the scenes at the Balmain fashion show. The snap pictures of her diamond-crusted grill and her 18.8-carat diamond ring worth $4 million. A gift from Kanye West as an upgrade from her first wedding ring, a measly 15 carats. Got to get those carats up. Her and her sister Kourtney and her stylist assistant Simone Harouche were staying at a popular and discreet hotel for celebrities. It was known as the No Name Hotel. You couldn't even get a reservation. All guests were referrals.
What's the name of the hotel in John Wick? Is that the No Name Hotel? That's got like a...
No, that's a fan. There's a name.
There's a name. The Continental. That's right.
Yeah. The staying at the Continental. Lance Reddick checks them in.
Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine it. That's pretty funny.
In peace.
May he rest in peace.
I'm imagining, she's just surrounded by assassins as she walks into this hotel.
Is Kim Kardashian an assassin?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what are we getting into? But the place wasn't even visible from the street. A previous guest noted that the lack of security, saying the security isn't very much. As I recall, there's a receptionist downstairs who buzzes you through the door in the courtyard and a nightman, and that's pretty much all you see of security.
This sounds like every episode we do. But we don't need security.
No, yeah, it's...
Maybe the people are sick of hearing us say this. And maybe that's why we're never like, they had so much security. Because guess what? The places with all that security don't get robbed, so they don't make it into the podcast. But there's another one where it's like, no. We are exclusive. We don't need that. We don't need cameras. We don't need security guards. All we need is a dummy outside the building and we'll be fine.
Well, they basically don't need it until the one night that they do.
Yeah. They all learn their lesson eventually. And we are here to tell the story.
I don't know. If I was a stingy business owner, I'm like, I'm not going to hire a guy just for one night of robbery.
Right.
He's going to do nothing until we need him.
Yes. If there was a subtitle for our podcast, it'd be "People Learn That the Security Systems Are Not Strong Enough."
It's Night Guard Club.
Night Guard Club.
Is our show.
Future Night Guard Club, yes.
Future Night Guard Club.
Future Night Guard Club.
Actually, I like the ring to that.
Okay, we'll use that.
That's going to be us. We're going to be a couple of Night Guards one day because we'll go in and realize the business is lacking and they need us.
And we'll swing our batons as we walk around.
Because I could really stop someone if a bunch of robbers came in. I could do lots of stuff.
Neither could I. Good point.
Yeah. This isn't Kim's first visit, as it was the staging point for her wedding to Kanye West. Kim is also the prize of the Paris paparazzi, as it becomes clear that she may need more security than the family's longtime bodyguard, Pascal Duvier. For example, Vitaly, a nuisance streamer, which is someone who live streams themselves being annoying in public. I am glad to not know really about these videos. That sounds awful. He rushed Kim and tried to kiss her butt, literally.
Wow.
But was tackled by Pascal.
But Vitaly kind of sounds like the not funny Ali G. It's like people, attacking people in public. Not attack. I mean, I don't mean actually attacking.
Or if Ali G was an actual person and the worst.
And not funny at all, like not being played for humor, just like someone who really thought that, everything they said was okay.
Yeah, no, if Ali G was a real person, he would be insufferable.
Right. If Ali G was trying to kiss Kim K's butt, we might be laughing with him, I think.
Right.
But
exactly.
Vitaly, we're not laughing because you take yourself way too seriously.
Yeah. Despite the strange and likely frightening encounter, Kim carries on business as usual, attending events and posting it all on social media. Then, Sunday, October 2nd, a busy day for Kim. She details going to the Balenciaga show, visiting the Yeezy showroom, her husband's line, and then to the Givenchy show. Givenchy show. That's fun. Givenchy show by the seashore.
Givenchy show. Yes. We definitely need a space in between those two words.
She went to that show where her baby sister Kendall walks the runway.
Then that night, Kourtney and Kendall go clubbing. They bring Pascal along. And Kim posts a selfie video on her Snapchat saying she's settling in for the night while Kourtney's out. She clearly does not have any security worries. Kim loves Paris. She actually calls it her sanctuary. And she would often wander around the city at 3 a.m. without a care in the world. That's brave. That's bold.
That's her sanctuary. I can't imagine calling a giant city like Paris my sanctuary.
Although I do understand to a degree, because I feel like there's a lot of celebrities, for example, who love living in New York because you could be like more anonymous, right? It's like people don't come up to you. I assume she means something like that. There's a lot of people, and LA, LA is obviously very different, but like New York and Paris are places where you could walk around and not be noticed, or if you're noticed, people are maybe a little bit more respectful as long as they're not, a nuisance streamer trying to kiss your butt.
If everyone is fancy, you blend right in, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. So wandering around Paris at 3 a.m. sounds kind of like, I don't know, that's actually a nice version of romantic. If she's doing it by herself too, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's a deeper person than maybe some people give her credit for, Jesse.
You're right.
I think.
She contains multitudes.
She contains multitudes. So 2:30 a.m., October 3rd, the night concierge hears loud bangs at the door. It's 3 police officers and then demanding to be let in. Not about to hinder a police investigation, he lets them in. And instead of a kind greeting, they rush him. With their guns drawn, the 3 men easily restrain him with zip ties. And the concierge apparently does not resist. They demand the location of the rapper's wife's room. So that's how they knew her.
They don't even know her name.
They don't even know Kanye's name. These people are not up on pop culture, obviously.
Yeah, that is.
The rappers, Kanye, wife's, Kim K, room. Also, I mean, I guess he was more famous than her at this point, but like, maybe not. I mean, you know, she's depends what circle you're in, but like, you know, come on.
I don't think they were in any circles.
Yes.
Besides the bingo night on Tuesdays, that's the circle they're in.
That's a circle if I've ever heard one. Actually, there's a lot of circles on bingo night because you have your little red circles you put on the letters and numbers when they call it.
You're right. There's so many circles in bingo.
That's a circle joke. So they're looking for the rapper's wife's room, but one stays behind as a lookout. The other 2 drag the concierge along, keeping a gun to his head. They get to her room just before 3 a.m. Kim hears her door open and thinks it's Kourtney coming back from clubbing. She calls out, but is not met with an answer. She then sees 2 men in police uniforms holding a man down just 5 feet away from her. She hides under her bed, grabs her phone. She tries dialing 911 and realizes it's not a universal helpline. That's not the number. That's not the number in Paris. I actually don't know what the number is.
That is a bummer because I wouldn't know either.
I don't know either.
That's pretty
I feel
funny.
like whenever I go to a country, not always. Sometimes when I go to a country, I am made aware. It's like, no, it's 16. But like, I never remember when I'm there. I definitely don't remember now. So I do not know what it is in Paris, but it was not 911. That's something that I feel like should be. I know we as an Earth, as a globe, cannot agree on much. But if we could at least come together with the UN and say, these are the 3 digits that every country will use. That way, wherever you are, if you're in trouble, you know how to dial, right?
Yeah.
It also feels like maybe like we have the technology for iPhones, for, you know, any phone to like, if you hit emergency, it just dials the local one instead of you having to know, what is it here? You know, come on, help people,
You're right.
Help people out here.
It should know.
Yeah.
It should know. We don't got time to Google it. Did she Google it? That'd be funny.
I mean, yeah. In 2016, I think she was asked Jeevesing it. Was she asked Jeeves?
She didn't chat GPT.
She didn't chat. No.
Hey, what's the? She just talking loudly into chat GPT.
Why don't you exist yet?
Yeah.
Anyway, she tries calling 911, realizes it's not the local emergency number, so she calls Pascal, the bodyguard, instead. But as she's calling, one of the men grab her phone and throws her on the bed. So she thinks to herself, "This is it." As she mentally prepares herself to be, unfortunately, sexually assaulted or killed, which is so awful. And also, I completely understand why that's what she would fear. She's also only wearing a robe, we should point out. So again, I mean, God, terrified. So she thinks about Kourtney and like the horrifying scene that she will come across if that's what happens. And then Kim is quoted later saying, Kourtney was about to come home and she was going to find me dead on the bed. She'd have to live with that image in her memory forever. Instead, they shout at her, "The Ring, the Ring." And I don't think they're referring to the Japanese horror film, right?
No.
It's called Ring. Isn't it called Ringu in Japanese anyway? What's it called?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the French version is Le Ring.
Le Ring. Le Ring. Yes. The concierge acts as a translator and mediator between Kim and her assailants. "I think they want your ring," he says. That's a good translation. She begs the concierge to tell them that she has children. North has just turned 3 years old, and her second, Saint, is nearly 1. So you and I remembered North. We did not remember Saint. Saint West.
No.
Saint
Sorry,
West.
Saint. You're a forgettable baby.
I know the Saint inspiration. Yeah, Saint West. Okay. She tells them they can take everything, just let her live so she can make it home to her babies. Wow. She also gives them 1,000 euros from her wallet, but to them, it's not enough. While one of them binds and gags Kim with zip ties and duct tape, the other roots around the room. They then carry her into the ensuite bathroom. And while the concierge tries to keep her calm, Kim's phone rings. "Do you know who's calling?" This is what the concierge is saying to the robbers. He says, "It's her bodyguard. If she doesn't answer, he'll arrive." And this is very smart. This scares the burglars into fleeing. Because it's not true. I think he just completely made it up in the moment. And the whole thing lasts a few minutes, and they leave with $6 million worth of jewelry, dumping the concierge off in the lobby. It's harrowing, intense, and, they were in and out decent time pretty quickly, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they dumped him off. They could have easily killed somebody.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Thankfully, they did it. Yeah, there was no physical harm, just a lot of mental and emotional harm.
Yeah. The monetary loss stings, but the sentimental value of some of the items is crushing. They took a Rolex watch gifted by her father shortly before his death. And, of course, the wedding ring.
So they got the ring, which was...
They got the ring.
$4 million by itself, yeah.
The robbers also make off with 2 diamond Cartier bracelets, a gold and diamond Jacob necklace, Lorraine Schwartz diamond earrings, and a diamond and platinum cross pendant. Meanwhile, Kim manages to free herself from her binds by rubbing her wrists against the sink. She runs to her stylist/assistant Simone's room, who had been hiding when she first heard Kim's screams. Very helpful, Simone.
Didn't Simone have a phone? Why didn't Simone call the police? Sorry, I don't mean to...
She doesn't know the number.
I don't mean to... Well, that's true, too. But I'm sorry, I don't mean to blame Simone, but... yeah.
But anyway, in Simone's room, they call Pascal. For a tense few minutes, they debate jumping out of the first floor window and hiding in some bushes. That's a plan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing they're also, like, stunned, right? So... I don't know how rational.
No, it's terrifying.
I don't know how
what's going on.
rational the mind is in terms of, and they're just like, you're probably still like, they're going to come back. I think it's probably really natural to think that person's coming back and we need to do whatever we can. So,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just by yourself, I'm sure you don't feel safe or that it's over.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they don't have to because Pascal, Kendall, and Kourtney make it back to the hotel. Kanye is performing in New York when he's notified of the incident. He tells the crowd, "I'm sorry, there's a family emergency. I have to stop the show." I went and found that clip on YouTube.
Did you?
And he says it in autotune.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I have to go. And everyone's like, what? Everyone's like, yeah, it's pretty very abrupt.
Yeah. And then what did the crowd do after? Was the crowd understanding?
No, they were not understanding. The crowd was confused and they booed. Paparazzi even managed to snap shots of Kendall running into the hotel.
Do you think, was the paparazzi like outside the entire time? Like,
probably.
I mean, I could see paparazzi seeing all, I mean, right. I could see them seeing all this happen and basically just like waiting to take pictures of it. I guess not. We don't have pictures. I mean, you think they would have snapped something of the robbers as they ran away or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, if they were just out the whole time, they would have been helpful.
Yeah, they could have finally been helpful.
Has a paparazzi ever been helpful one time? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Later, Kim is questioned by police, not much later, from 4:30 a.m. to nearly 8 a.m. Her assailants were masked, but investigators took items for DNA testing. She immediately leaves on her private jet to meet Kanye and her children in New York. That morning, a passerby finds the diamond and platinum cross pendant on the street. The passerby thanks God for their lucky day and wears it all day at work. But they hear about the burglary when they return home and then very kindly turn it into the police the next day. It's worth $33,000. The robbery makes headlines all over the world, not just for the fact that a famous person was robbed, but the fact that someone of that level of fame was robbed at gunpoint in a luxury hotel. It's unheard of. It was the biggest robbery of an individual that France has seen in the 21st century. While Kim is met with an outpouring of sympathy, she and the hotel also face criticism. Why flaunt your wealth and every move to the public? Why be an ultra-luxury hotel and not have security? Some industry people even thought this might be a stunt for her TV series, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I've heard of that one. Just kidding. Investigators were quick to rule out any fraud due to Kim's mental state when they arrived on the scene. Others argue that we shouldn't let this incident make Kim and the Kardashian clan more popular than ever. The police interview gets leaked, and internet sleuths latch on to Kim's statement that the concierge was extremely calm during the whole ordeal. Perhaps suspiciously calm. Do we have an inside job? We'll find out after the break.
Be right back. Okay, we are back, Heist Clubbers. After Kim Kardashian's account of her terrifying robbery experience gets leaked, the public's focus lasers in on the concierge. And it's not a high-profile crime without Nancy Grace getting involved. For those not in the know or those who do not remember, Nancy Grace is a former prosecutor turned television legal commentator. She's known for her outspoken stance of protecting victims and punishing criminals to the fullest extent. For example, she came out of semi-retirement to speak out against Casey Anthony's 2022 documentary series for true crime podcast fans. Nancy Grace takes a dig at the French justice system. She says, let's just say that they don't investigate crimes the same way we do. That's what she said. So she obviously holds the American justice system to a very high standard that maybe not everybody does.
Sounds a little racist against the French.
Yeah. I mean, come on. OJ was found not guilty. We do,
we do great.
This is the American justice system. Why can't France do it more like us? Yeah.
I mean, at least she was speaking against Casey Anthony, so.
Do we know that? Oh, yes. I guess that's right. She was. You're right. Good point. So Grace then publicly speculates that the whole thing was a setup, possibly by the concierge himself. I assume that's for ratings and TV. You know, it's like, I have crazy theories on TV to, you know, your volume has to be so high that you're louder than the rest of the noise. About the concierge, his name is Abdurrahman Watiki, a 39-year-old Algerian national. He worked nights at the no-name hotel while studying for his PhD at the Sorbonne, one of France's most prestigious universities. Normally, the only thing he had to worry about was falling asleep on the job. After the robbery, police questioned him for 36 hours straight, running on no sleep. That sounds very American to me, by the way. That's how, you know, questioning someone for 36 hours, no sleep. You know, I'm also guessing they didn't allow a lawyer to be in the room. So, Nancy Grace, what are you talking about? I think that they've really emulated the American system. And then when they let him free, they also tapped his phone. God. He is later diagnosed with PTSD and was definitely not helped by the public scrutiny and speculation they masterminded the crime himself. His student visa was never renewed, and he was kicked out of the country. Very sad ending for him. He did not deserve that. He wrote a letter to Kim explaining his calmness was due to the fact that he had a gun to his head. If you get too hot, they might panic and fire. He later said, you have to be wise in such situations, which is correct. He did what you're supposed to do, and then he got the blame for that.
I know. And it's already, super traumatic for him.
Yeah. Watiki is then actually cleared by DNA found on the duct tape and the zip ties, but too late. His student visa was never renewed, and I'm sure to many people, they probably still blamed him for a long time. So who did leave the DNA? The DNA on the restraints leads investigators to a man named Pascal.
Our bodyguard?
We both thought the same thing. No, not our bodyguard. A different Pascal. And also his actual name is not Pascal. Pascal is just...
Well, isn't that confusing?
Yeah, I don't know why we brought up Pascal. Sorry. But no, Pascal is just an alias for Aomar Ait Kadesh. So Aomar Ait Kadesh, 60 years old, or Old Omar, as his friends. Old Omar, not the Omar from The Wire, but Old Omar, as his friends fondly call him. He's a retired restaurateur with establishments in France and Spain. He's also a former marathon runner. And he also served several years in prison for robberies he committed in the 1970s. Did he run away from those robberies in the 70s? Was that part of his
He ran
marathon
26 miles away from the crime.
They never caught him because he was 26.2 miles away as soon as they figured out it was him. In the spring of 2016, he hears of the wife of a famous rapper who often visits Paris. The tipster swears by his source he claims is in this wife's entourage. So I think most people probably just know Kim Kardashian comes to Paris, but he has no idea who she is. And, you know, he's about to learn how famous she really is. But this is like inside intel to him, when to most people it's like, I don't know, go to page 6 or go to TMC and you probably could learn it that way.
Right. The wife of a famous rapper.
The wife of a famous rapper.
Not just Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. He's told she's likely coming to visit during Paris Fashion Week and will stay at the same hotel she always stays at. And this one, as he's told, and we already know this, does not have the same security as normal hotels, you know, to keep up with the low-key look of it all. So old Aomar also doesn't have much to lose. He's already a wanted man for stealing someone's identity, a guy named Pascal, as we probably understood. But he stole the identity to escape prison for a drug trafficking conviction in 2010. So he's definitely down for the robbery. For someone who does not, this is my bad joke, for someone who does not know who Kanye West is, he has quite the rap sheet. That's right.
Rap sheet. That's pretty clever.
Rap sheet.
Those
You get
words are
it?
the
You get
same.
it? Yeah. So he's definitely down.
Police also found the DNA of Eunice Abbas, 62 years old. In the spring of 2016, he also has no idea who Kim Kardashian is. Aomar wants him to be the muscle. This also isn't Eunice's first go-around. He spent 20 years in and out of prison for drug trafficking and bank robberies, also starting in the 70s. So, been around the block.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the heist of the century. One last score to buy out his retiring friend's auto shop business.
That's his dream, I guess.
Eunice is a bit apprehensive at first. He's got a heart condition and doesn't want to end up back behind bars. Aomar promises him 50,000 to 75,000 euros. And he does owe a friend 3,500 euros, so might as well commit a crime.
I guess there's no other way to get it. You know, I owe him 3,500 euros, so I need at least 46,000 extra euros in my pocket on top of that. Yeah, it's the only way.
Eunice and Aomar start their reconnaissance. Even though they're both in their 60s, they are able to navigate Snapchat and observe her movements through her stories.
I want to know who else they're following on Snapchat. I feel like this is a fun scene in the movie. I'm not saying they're making a movie where like they figure out Snapchat to follow her, and they're like, "Oh look, Perez Hilton is also on here. I love Perez Hilton. What's he got to say today?"
Perez Hilton.
And then Perez Hilton plays himself.
That person
plays himself in the movie, you know, because he's highly available.
So they figured out how to download Snapchat. They observe her movements, and then they spot the massive ring she always has on, the prime target. Aomar scouts the no-name hotel to confirm it truly is lacking in security. Why do I think it's so cool that it doesn't have a name? I'm like, I want to go there.
I mean, that's exactly what they want you to think. That's why, because marketing works, Jesse. The same.
I'm just a sucker, is what you're saying.
The same reason our podcast is called "The Guide to Having Better Security in the Future." It's just like a great name for a podcast that everyone wants. That's so cool. So cool. I want to listen to that.
They get to the hotel. He simply pushes the front gate open. No access key necessary. The only issue he finds is the hotel itself is inaccessible by car. Eunice even watches an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians and sees Kim throwing a diamond in her pool. He later admitted that he thought to himself, she's got a lot of money. This lady doesn't care at all.
By the way, okay, so these two men in their 60s now are on Snapchat, and now they're watching episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
It's for research. It's for crime research.
But they're like, I love the idea, like, the night before the crime or something, it's 1 a.m. and one's trying to sleep, and the other one's on the couch watching another episode, being like, no, Kourtney and Scott Disick. They might be getting back together. They're having marital issues or something. And it's like, I got to see what happens next. It's like, go to bed, Eunice. We have to commit this crime tomorrow.
If the show is better, they would have gotten hooked and never committed the crime.
That's right. If only.
If only. Kim and Kanye, or Kimye, which I've definitely said before.
Yeah, I think you coined that. That was you. You came up with that, right? That was pretty clever.
I just came up with it randomly.
Yeah, never heard it before. Yeah.
Nope. They come to Paris in June 2016, and Aomar considers pulling off the robbery then, but he needs more time to prepare and more men to recruit.
And also, he needs to watch more episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. We're not ready. I haven't finished season 5 yet. The next man he recruits, and the third DNA profile discovered, is Didier Debrook, also known as Didier Blue Eyes. Okay, we have a picture of him.
Didier Blue Eyes.
Are his eyes that blue?
That's kind of a cool. That's actually a pretty cool, weird crime name.
Yeah, Didier Blue Eyes. That works.
Yeah.
Sinatra would be proud. Didier is a plumber with 12 convictions, and he has spent a total of 23 years in prison for theft and drug charges. Got quite a trio here. Yeah. So when
evil plumber,
evil plumber, not just a plumber, an evil plumber. So when Fashion Week rolls around, it's confirmed through paparazzi and Snapchat that Kim is staying at the No Name Hotel. They find their golden opportunity on the evening of October 2nd when Kim posts that she'll be alone in the hotel, as we mentioned way earlier. They fashion fake police uniforms out of raincoats. I assume they did that not that night, but did it earlier. They're prepared. And they bring along 2 backpacks. By the way, fashioning police uniforms out of raincoats. I know he's a plumber, but these guys seem to have some kind of fashion skills themselves.
They could sell that for millions of dollars.
Fake police uniforms out of raincoats? That feels like it's fitting for Paris Fashion Week.
Now I'm imagining like a Naked Gun scenario where they accidentally are walking the runway trying to be criminals.
Yes, totally. Oh, I could see that. Okay, and they also bring along 2 backpacks. One is a dummy and one for the jewelry. I guess it's like a fake out type situation. In case they have to pull a switcheroo during the chase.
I guess. I mean, honestly, it's pretty clever. You never know when you need a switcheroo.
Yeah, that works. And also, so we said earlier, they can't use a car because they can't get in there. No problem. So the gang actually rides up to the hotel on bicycles and they just stroll on through the front door. They pass through the courtyard to the front doors where they find the lone concierge. Now it's time to deploy the disguises. So while Aomar and Didier take the concierge to Kim's room, Eunice stays behind as the lookout. After Didier and Aomar steal the $6 million worth of jewelry and get interrupted by Pascal's phone call, they actually leave on their bikes, ring, ring, with Eunice trailing behind because of a mechanical snafu. One of his bike tires has a puncture. So Eunice just hangs the dummy backpack on his handlebars and tries to pick up speed.
Why do I feel like going to and from this awful crime on a bicycle is funny and poignant in some way?
It is funny.
Just imagine just riding the streets of Paris in the middle of the night on a bicycle, knowing what you're about to do.
Yes, 60-year-old men on bikes in the middle of the night in Paris there's humor. There's humor to that, Jesse. I do agree.
I feel like if I was out at 3 a.m. and saw a bunch of old guys on bicycles, I don't know what I would think, but I probably would leave them alone. Or maybe I would just assume they were going to rob Kim Kardashian.
You would just think they're eccentrics, going for their bike rides in the middle of the night.
No, it sounds kind of crazy, actually.
Then he actually runs into a police officer, a real one this time. Thinking he's been made, he waves to them to surrender, but the police just see it as a friendly hello and wave back.
Nice.
Close one. Nice. Suddenly, Nancy Grace might be correct about the justice system in France, because this cop just, have a good day, sir. Realizing he's in the clear, he pushes forward, acting as natural as you can be riding a bike with a flat tire. Then, disaster. The strap gets caught in a wheel and he crashes. This is becoming very comedic.
This is silly.
I don't know what French Algerian comedian I should be referencing for physical humor, but if there isn't one, then Eunice is that leader in physical comedy.
But I just feel like when you're trying to get away with the crime, I'm going to fall. If I'm stealing a bunch of diamonds, I'm going to fall at least 3 times. Just like manic and terrified and running. And, I could see it happening.
And hopefully
and
caught,
I'm sure he
caught
barely
on
even
camera.
noticed the crash. Yeah. But he spilled the jewelry and it was quickly gone,
Yeah. So disaster, the strap gets caught in a wheel and he crashes and out spills the jewelry, which means he did not have the dummy bag, grabbed the wrong bag, and that could have cost them the whole operation. Well, I guess they still would have stolen it, just they wouldn't have had it anymore. He manages to recover everything except the diamond and platinum cross pendant, which fell into a gutter, and as we know, was grabbed by a passerby who wore it to the office and was the fashion maven of the office that day.
And then they were grabbed by Pennywise the clown, who was waiting for them.
Also in the gutter, Pennywise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then he also hears a phone ringing, and it's not his ringtone. So in the struggle, they accidentally grabbed Kim's phone, which he then
hate when I accidentally grab Kim Kardashian's phone.
Happens all the time. Is this Kim's phone again? Sorry, Kim. Hey, babe, bummer. I got your phone. So he takes that and he throws it into the Seine, not to be tracked. So it is the bottom of the river. So Aomar calls his eldest son, Harmony, I love these names, to come pick him up, and everyone is away from the scene by the time the police show up. In the months following the robbery, investigators worked tirelessly to link Eunice, Aomar, and Didier to more people involved in the heist. So they did not grab the trio straight away. They want to find any other accomplices first. And how do they do it? Find out after the break.
Welcome back. Even though Aomar is experienced, he made the mistake of leaving his DNA at the scene. Instead of bringing him in, investigators wait for his buddies to come out of the woodwork. For example, they learn the owner of Aomar's favorite bar is friends with the brother of Kim's driver. Their wiretaps record Aomar recruiting more accomplices to sell the diamonds. Once investigators identify members, they follow them on their journey to fence the stolen loot. Aomar and his pals go around to Belgium and Antwerp shopping around. Antwerp was a popular place at the time to sell stolen jewelry.
How do you know that, Jesse? Why do you know that?
Because I go there every Saturday.
Every Saturday. So you steal enough jewelry Sunday through Friday to go back to Antwerp to sell that jewelry. Okay.
That's right.
It is a nice earring you're wearing right now. I guess that's one you didn't fence. You held on to one piece. Sentimental value.
Oh, I'm waiting for Saturday. I'm wearing it until I go to Antwerp.
Next time I see you, it'll be a different piece. Okay, understood. Okay, carry on.
Yep. I shall. The gang also doesn't bother switching phones, and police easily access text and calls between gang members. Overall, investigators uncover a dozen members.
Wow.
3 robbers, 2 planners, 2 insiders, 1 fence, another for falsifying documents, and more providing weapons.
And wait, I can remember the song. And a live in a fall tree.
Partridge in a pear tree.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Yeah.
The 12 robbers of Christmas.
The 12 robbers of Christmas. It's right. It's a dozen. Oh my God. This is a song we have to put out.
All right. Give me a few hours and I'll record it.
We have to give Kim co-writing credit, though.
3 robbers robbing, 2 planners planning, 2 insiders inciting. Okay, that's silly. Let's keep going. It only takes 3 months for the police to have enough evidence to round them up. They do an epic morning sweep, grabbing everyone from their homes. When they pick Aomar up, they find 16,900 euros in his fridge. That's cool. Talk about freezing your assets. Ha 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 ha.
It's in the fridge, though. It's not in the freezer. The trick doesn't even make sense.
Talk about fridging your assets.
Talk about fridging your assets. That's right. Much better.
You know that old saying. He said he could explain, but he quickly broke when they reveal his DNA was on the scene. He's like, oh, never mind. I did it.
I can explain. I did it. Oh, that is one explanation.
Thank you for explaining.
Yes.
Old Didier Blue Eyes says this is a setup and is being persecuted for being Aomar's friend.
Aww.
He was in possession of one of the burner phones. Investigators find 60,000 euros in small bills that Eunice stuffed in his son's house. But what don't they find? Any of the jewelry.
So Kim gave them 1,000 euros, and they are caught with way more than that. So,
right,
which does mean they definitely sold at least some of the jewelry and got this money back. And what 60,000 and almost 17,000. So it's actually not that much. 80,000, almost 80,000 euros just between the two of them. So it's a lot more jewelry or a lot more money out there somewhere.
Right. Yeah, but what they didn't find any of the jewelry. Around the same time, maybe because of her attackers were apprehended, Kim posts on Instagram for the first time since the robbery. It's a series of toned-down family photos. And she goes on Ellen and renounces her materialism. Kim's stylist/assistant, Simone, quits working with celebrities altogether and pivots to interior design. Meanwhile, the no-name hotel rebrands itself as the Hotel Portelaise. In June 2017...
Are you sad? Wait, are you sad, Jesse? I know you love the name No Name Hotel.
I'm not going to go there now. I was totally ready to go, but now that it has a name,
now that
no
it's
thanks.
Portelaise,
I'll spend my billions somewhere else.
I hope they increase their security too, but I get why they changed her name, right? Because who's going to... You Google No Name Hotel, and this is the crime that comes up. So
right,
no one's going to stay there anymore. You need a new name. You need to rebrand yourself.
In June 2017, Aomar writes a letter to Kim saying, after witnessing your emotions and realizing the psychological damage I have inflicted on you, I decided to write, not in the hope you will forgive me, but as a human who wishes to tell you how much I regret what I did and how moved I was when I saw you in tears.
I assume this is also like, but I did write this hoping you'd forgive me, and then that would be admitted as,
right,
during the trial to show, oh, he wrote such a nice letter to her even before he had to. And it was not about forgiveness.
He's doing what he can.
Yes.
There might be a sliver of sincerity in there, but also, I don't know. Some of the suspects get released from pretrial detention due to illness, like Eunice, who gets released in 2018 for a Parkinson's diagnosis. Even though the criminals were caught, they laid out the blueprint for a new type of crime. Criminals turned to social media to track and rob rich Instagram influencers who do scouting work for them by posting their loot and location, sometimes even live.
This is less social media driven, but there's been a lot of athletes who've been robbed the last couple of years based on, they're playing a road game that day. There's been a lot of those cases. I'm not saying they were all inspired by our Algerian trio, but it has definitely become a trendy way to rob. Now we're in February 2021, and while everyone else is denying their involvement in the crime, Eunice releases a book called I Kidnapped Kim Kardashian. He claims the book is a way to make himself famous enough to never be allowed to get away with another crime.
Okay.
That's an approach. Everyone else thinks it's just a cheap cash grab, and a boastful retelling of the crime. He also accidentally confesses to more than he was originally charged. Not the world's smartest criminal. Eunice! What were you thinking, Eunice?
What were Eunice thinking?
And then the concierge, Abdurrahman, sues him, and all book profits are frozen until courts decide where the proceeds go. That makes sense. Can't just get rich off of crimes you commit, right?
Right.
Maybe in America you can. No, you actually can't here either. In 2022, Eunice did a Vice interview, of course, where he said, "Since she was throwing money away, I was there to collect it, and that was that. Guilty? No, I don't care. But no, this is not me. This is not Todd talking. You are guilty. You took the money. You stole the jewelry. That's not how it works." Obviously, he's referencing the Keeping Up the Kardashians episode where she just threw the ring at the bottom of the pool and all that stuff, right?
Just because you don't care that you're guilty doesn't make you not guilty.
Yes.
He's like, I don't care.
But by 2025, Eunice actually expresses guilt over causing her and the concierge immense trauma, saying, "This is the first time I had a job like this where the victims are really traumatized." Again, I'm wondering what context he said that. This is right before sentencing, and I'm sure this is him he hopes that the judge or the jury or anyone can hear this to show, I'm a good guy, I have regrets. And then going back to Kim, since the robbery, Kim has actually spent her time completely transforming herself. Gone are the days of playing the ditzy, vapid material girl. In 2018, she begins her mission for prison reform, actually. Really, I guess, honoring the work of her dad to a degree, if you would. Going as far as having one-on-ones with fellow reality star, now President Donald Trump. And her influence had a hand in reforms such as allowing judicial discretion for non-violent drug offenses and placing inmates in prisons closer to their families. And she did have direct influence in saving inmate Alice Marie Johnson from serving the rest of her life in prison for a non-violent drug offense. Trump granted Johnson clemency, and in 2025, Trump appoints Johnson as the pardon czar. I hope that means she actually had real power. I don't know if she did. But at the same time, she embarks on a journey to become a lawyer. It's the California Law Office Study Program. Apparently in California, you don't actually need a law degree to pass the bar exam. That's a interesting law. I didn't know about that. Kim also starts businesses like Skims in 2019, which is now worth over $1 billion. And in 2023, she embarks on a more serious acting career, starting with American Horror Story. And she's also starring in a legal procedural called All's Fair, which I think she produced and stuff too, which might be with Ryan Murphy as well. She's
okay.
So she's again moving on from that reality show life.
You're right. In April 2025, almost 9 years after the robbery, the trial finally begins in the Paris Assize Court. 10 defendants, 9 men and 1 woman. Their ages range from 35 to 79. There were originally 12. But 1 was deemed incompetent to stand trial due to dementia, and 1 had died. Aomar arrives with a cane, and others wearing orthopedic shoes. He's also now completely deaf.
Again, always, whenever someone shows up to a trial like this, I'm like, are you playing it up? Is there acting,
Are you completely deaf?
Yeah. How deaf are you?
Well, you may not have realized the trial even happened. It had been 9 years since the robbery, and most thought that everything had already sorted itself out. Also, the infamous Diddy trial happened at the same time. Yeah,
so wait,
I did
the
not
Diddy
know about this trial
and the Didier trial were happening at the same time?
Whoa. Are they one and the same?
Yeah.
The French media may have dubbed them the Grandpa robbers, but these guys committed an armed robbery and kidnapping. Not very cute and grandpa-like. Author Patricia Tarancho wrote a book about the ordeal called Kim and the grandpa robbers noted how casual they were when recounting the crime in her discussions with them. Aomar's defensive strategy is to place the blame on a mysterious figure he refers to as X and Ben.
I love how one is named X and one is named Ben. Those are very different levels of mysterious figures.
You're right. Ben is a funny mystery name. Your Honor, he is only a foot soldier and the fall guy to the real mastermind. Investigators say there is no proof of this man's existence. Aomar also blames his criminality on keeping bad company, not the Kardashians, and the taste for easy money. He describes a violent childhood as an Algerian immigrant. He also suffered a psychotic break when his pregnant wife died in a fire. Jeez. And underwent electroshock therapy. Both of his sons, Harmony and Harris, testified as character witnesses for him. Harris said he made a mistake. He found himself in a situation where he didn't have a choice, I think. Both Aomar and Eunice give statements, but are careful not to implicate the other defendants. It's rumored that the other defendants were angry with Eunice for talking to the media and writing a book. That makes sense. Kim shows up to testify, and she shows out wearing vintage John Galliano and a $3 million 52-carat diamond necklace. That's not all. She's practically dripping in diamonds, wearing diamond earrings, a diamond anklet, and a big old diamond ring. When asked about the meaning of the diamonds, her lawyer shrugs and says, Kim is Kim.
We do have a picture. I mean, the diamond necklace is, ostentatious and impressive. Yeah. The kind of thing we would see stolen from a museum or a bank in a different episode. Yeah.
She also brings more security than just Pascal. She testifies for 5 hours, standing at a podium in front of a crowd of journalists, lawyers, and fans. When asked about her constant social media postings, she argues that social media is a business tool for her family. She says, quote, the more followers you have, the more product you sell. Having these mini reality shows on your social media where people can watch your every move is a part of the culture in the USA. She did clarify that her present-day posts are less personal and never in real time. So she's updated.
Yeah.
She also emphasized that it was the most terrifying time of her life and still faces mental struggles from it. Quote, it wasn't just jewelry. Someone took away my memories. She also publicly apologizes to the concierge and acknowledges he was with her in that situation, not against her. She also took time to forgive her attackers. Aomar replied in writing as he can no longer speak. He said, quote, this forgiveness is a ray of sunshine for me. Thank you. For 10 years now, regret and remorse have worn me down. I am eternally grateful.
That feels
okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, again, I know I was questioning him earlier. It's a very heartfelt sentence, the way it's written. So at least there's that. I'm just thinking in my mind now. So like, they don't, celebrities like Kim don't post things live as much anymore, right? Like, this is where I am. I'm remembering that I feel early days of Instagram, there was like latergram, like you would do hashtag latergram when you posted something like 2 days after it happened. Because you're like, this is not, and now that's a hashtag that went away. I wonder if that's partially from celebrity influence, right? Because everyone's just posting things later now, so it's not really a thing anymore.
You don't need to assume that that's in real time now. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I guess that once did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then also, one more thing here is I'm glad she publicly apologized to the concierge, but like, not like it's on her. It's not all on Kim. I don't mean to bring this down on her, but I feel bad that he got all that blame and was kicked out of the country. And, I'm glad she's doing stuff for people in America and the American judicial system, but I wish concierge got, a better luck of the draw, if you would.
Yeah, she could throw him a quick $1 million and not think about it.
Just throw him a ring and hope it doesn't get stolen. Yeah.
There you go. Just throw him to a pool, tell him where the pool is, and that's it.
Kim leaves the country after her testimony, skipping out on the verdict. Instead, she posted Instagram announcing that she finished her law program. All she has left is the California bar exam. So she's almost there. I wonder what that's going to mean, though. I guess we're going to find out in real time because, like, if she's a lawyer now, is she taking on clients? Like, who is she fighting behalf? Is she going to work with clients that are, unlawfully imprisoned or got long sentences? Maybe that's not for this podcast to talk about, but I'm just genuinely interested. Okay, so the trial ends after 4 weeks, and we finally have a verdict. On May 22nd, 2 suspects are acquitted, the ones accused of providing inside information. But everyone else isn't so lucky, but kind of they are. Even though 8 people are found guilty, no one is sent back to prison, either getting credited for time served or handed suspended sentences. That's something that no one, not even the suspects, were expecting. The judge cites their age and health problems as reasons for leniency. And I know Eunice got out, but most of these guys, I think, were in prison for a lot of the time before the trial. So time served is actually a decent amount. So I understand it that way, but I don't know. That's still pretty lenient for a crime that involved a gun and 2 hostages and the terror involved and the amount of money involved. So after all that, Kim did release a statement saying, "While I'll never forget what happened, I believe in the power of growth and accountability and pray for healing for all." So if the victim's saying that, then maybe it's a lot easier for the judge to, give them that sentence. Our concierge, though, Abdurrahman, is stunned, telling reporters that he's shocked by the sentence. Because of the gang, he never got to finish his PhD, and when everything is said and done, it looks like he faced more punishment than the thieves. Exactly. I feel like that's completely true. I mean, they did spend years in prison, some of them, but still, his punishment continues to a degree.
Yeah.
The ring, the Rolex, and the rest of the jewelry were never found, likely picked apart by diamond dealers. And Christoph Carell, the key investigator, worries that the gang could still profit from their crime. I agree with that too. We've seen this before. It's like you got no jail time, and they could still be holding on to these jewels somewhere or have money stashed away somewhere, and now they get to go enjoy their winnings. I mean, I know they're old and maybe they don't live that long, but I don't know. That does not feel like justice to me, and I feel like Nancy Grace would agree with me on this.
And I also agree with you and Nancy.
All 3 of us are like, Nancy, look, we can be friends. So, yeah, I mean, that's where we are now, because that trial was just a few months ago, not that long ago. It was 2025 trial. And it's a pretty intense story that I don't think everybody knows or remembers, that Kim went through all this and how much money was really stolen in jewelry. It's quite excessive, And do people realize...
It seems like they really got away with it, too.
I mean, they basically got away with it. It's true. I mean, they didn't and they did at the same time. And they're a bunch of old men. I mean, do people realize there's a bunch of old men that did this to Kim? I don't know. So thinking of diamond rating for this one, I feel a little harder giving it a diamond rating because this is one of the first ones where I think we knew so much from the point of view of the victim, right? I mean, I think we wish we knew more in some other ones. So we don't want the victims just to be, like people didn't suffer these crimes, but in many cases it's a lot of people and it doesn't feel as specific. They weren't targeted the same way Kim was targeted. So I feel like I don't want to be, insensitive in giving a diamond rating, but it's what we do. And in this case, it's a literal diamond rating because they stole her diamond. I'm going to go, I'm deciding.
Five.
Well, I'm deciding.
Great job, everybody.
I'm honestly deciding between 4 and 4.5. It's a high one because they pulled it off. They got almost no jail time. I'm sure.
Great job, guys.
The money that they found on them at the time was taken away, but I still think that they have other money or they have the jewels somewhere. So they're now free and they're selling the jewelry now, whatever it is. So, I mean, they got caught because of DNA. And normally if you get caught easily, we give you a lower score. So maybe I should, and maybe you will rightfully do that. But I don't know. By being old and getting caught and looking old, they didn't get any jail time. They got convicted and they're walking the streets free, or not walking. Maybe a couple of them are in wheelchairs.
They're rolling those down the streets.
I'll go 4 stars, not 4.5. Let's not go too high with it. But
yeah.
And they were seemingly successful despite all their issues with the bike getaway and the jewels falling and losing the pendant. It's like yes, they got caught because of the DNA, but like in terms of pulling it off, they did it pretty quickly and they did it the right way. And then they didn't get much jail time. So I don't know. Where are you at, Jesse? I rambled on there for a while. Where are you at?
No, I agree. I was going to say 4. I don't think it's any higher than that. I'm just waiting. I got to say that 5 for like the perfect heist.
Yeah, it's not a 5.
It just blows my mind with efficiency and whatever. But yeah, I mean, they got away pretty clean considering. Even though it got dragged out for so long.
So long, yeah.
10 years almost.
Yes.
But I still think it's a 4.
It's a long investigation, true. Yeah. I mean, and again, a lot of them were in prison during that time. So, again, they didn't get 0. But I don't know. This just feels like a crime. But that amount taken and armed robbery and what they put her through, it's like that should be more than 5-10 years in prison, right? I don't know. Kim, I will never forget this. I know you'll never forget it either. And I say that in the context of like, I might not watch all your movies and TV shows, and although I'm not going to follow your career as a lawyer, but like, you know, I imagine when you go through a trauma like this, it never leaves you, right? And that's hard. I'm glad, you know, she's moved on and she's very successful. Moved on in certain ways and remained successful. Did not let it bring her all the way down, but it's a lot to go through.
Yeah, no, it's definitely traumatic, and I'm sorry this happened. But it seems like, yeah, it definitely changed her. I mean, she did so much after that.
She probably doesn't go on her 3 a.m. walks in Paris anymore, and that's sad too. She probably loved those.
She makes sure every hotel she goes to has a name.
Yeah, that's lesson number 2. I'm sorry, what hotel am I staying at? It's called great. It has a name. That's all I need to know. If it has a name, it probably has security, and I feel a lot better now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay. That's it, y'all. Thank you. And tune in next week for an age-old tale of some geriatric ex-cons who team up for one last score.
Heist Club is a production of School of Humans, hosted by me, Todd Weiser.
And me, Jesse Nicemonger. I do all the fancy audio and music editing too.
This episode was researched and produced by Carolyn Talmadge. Our senior producer is Amelia Brock.
Our production manager is Daisy Church. Our executive producers are Virginia Prescott, Brandon Barr, and Elsie Crowley.
Join us again next week for Heist Club, and don't forget to rate and review. Thanks.